Hello everyone, Nightmare Nemo here, and welcome back to Let's Read Give Yourself Goosebumps. And it's been a while since the last time we did this, and I want to get back into one of the books I've picked up recently, and it is Escape from Camp Run for Your Life. And it has a pretty goofy looking cover. It has a camp counselor, and you know he's the camp counselor because his shirt says camp counselor. And I guess they're all kind of like these zombies with worms coming out of their faces. It's kind of weird. And the camp counselor has like this branch with these bugs on it. I guess he's roasting the bugs and rats and on the campfire. It's kind of weird. Anyways, if you're not familiar with the series, Let's Read Give Yourself Goosebumps, basically, I'm going to be reading over my adventure through the book, and I have two attempts to reach a good ending. Two attempts meaning there are 20 different scary endings, and that includes good endings and bad endings. And generally, there's more bad endings than good endings. So it's fairly difficult to get a good ending. So we have two attempts to get a good ending, and we'll see what happens here. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Welcome to Camp Running Leaf. It's a sports camp of your dreams, but this place is weird. The coaches are slave drivers. The campers act like little robots, and the food, well, let's just say it's nothing to write home about. The activities sound cool though. You can camp overnight and look for bones in the zombie cave. Coach says you could win a medal or become one of the Walking Dead. Aw, he was just kidding about the dead part, wasn't he? Or you can compete in the selection. It's an awesome obstacle course with stuff like water jumps. Only hold on, why is that water squirming? I don't know what that could possibly mean. You're in control of this scary adventure. You decide what will happen and how terrifying the scares will be. Alright, you say to yourself, 10 minutes ago it looked as if you were facing another boring day at home. All the kids in your neighborhood are away at summer camp, all but you. Your parents decided to take you on a family vacation instead to your grandparents' farm. Boring. But your mom and dad just got an urgent call to join a dig for dinosaur bones in Mongolia. They're leaving in the morning. We'll be away for a month, your mom says. Sorry, sweetie. Well, we'll have to send you to Camp Pendleton after all. I guess I'll live, you reply, hiding your grin. Yes, Pendleton is a sports camp. You love sports. You've wanted to go to Camp Pendleton ever since your Uncle Ed told you about it. It's got the latest equipment and the best coaches. You quickly call Uncle Ed with the good news. He promises to take care of all arrangements. He'll even drive you there. The next morning, Uncle Ed arrives. Your parents are rushing around getting ready to leave. They kiss you goodbye and remind you to be careful. Don't worry about me, you reply. What could go wrong? What could go wrong and Camp Run for Your Life? I'm psyched, you announce as you slide into Uncle Ed's station wagon. You're going to have a great time, Uncle Ed declares. Your uncle usually doesn't talk much about himself. You're even sure what he does for a living. But you do know he loves sports, and that's really all you care about, apparently. It's all about sports. Nothing else matters. That's what you talk about on the way to Camp Pendleton. Only it's taking forever to get there. It's out in the boondocks. All the roads here look the same. You stop for a snack. Uncle Ed makes a quick phone call. When he starts the car again, he pulls out onto the road, going in the wrong direction. Uncle Ed, you say, I think you're going the wrong way. No, Uncle Ed says, I've got a great sense of direction. Oh boy, this is a bad sign here. Alright. They spot an old man in front of a lone house in the woods. Pull over, Uncle Ed, he urged. Let's ask. Sports camp, the old man frowns. There's a camp a mile away. He gives Uncle Ed instructions to get there. If you pass the gas station, you'll know you've gone too far. See, I told you I didn't know where I was going, Uncle Ed says. So, this is back before we had like GPS, and Finding your way around was easier. Like you didn't have to ask people for directions. It's a different time. So take that in mind. A minute later, Uncle Ed turns down a dirt road. He pulls up to a military-looking gatehouse. The big sign says, "Welcome to Camp Running Leaf." Huh? Where's Camp Pendleton, you cry? Uncle Ed only shrugs. He doesn't seem very upset. He's like, I don't really care. I'm just here to drop you off and get you out of my hair. I'm gonna go off somewhere and find a strip club and I don't know, have some fun, whatever. A beefy guy with a crew cut, a white shirt, and a whistle around his neck approaches the car. "I'm Coach Rex," he says. "Are you a new camper?" "No, I'm looking for Camp Pendleton," you answer. Coach Rex clears his throat. This was Camp Pendleton. A new owner just took over and changed the name to Running Leaf. Right, yeah. We was totally making that up. I don't even know what a Camp Pendleton is. So everything is okay, right? No. You say goodbye to Uncle Ed. He shakes hands with Coach Rex. "Work this youngster hard," he orders. "Oh, I'm a slave driver," Coach Rex answers with a chuckle. Coach Rex and Uncle Ed laugh like two old friends. Oh boy, this kid is really going to be thrown through the ringer. Coach Rex leads you to a cabin. He points out an empty bunk and you drop your stuff on it. "Think you're a hotshot athlete?" he shouts. Surprised, you stutter. "No, I just like sports." Coach Rex barks. "We don't put up with wimps here," he gives you the once over. "You don't look very strong. You thought you were in pretty decent shape, but, I guess I'm not. I thought it was cool, but I'm just, like totally lame now." "Let's arm wrestle," Coach Rex demands. "What's his problem? He seemed so friendly a minute ago." Like, who just randomly, like, an adult randomly wants to arm wrestle a kid? It's like, this kid's kind of a wimp. I'm gonna show my dominance here and just destroy him in arm wrestling. That'll prove that I'm superior. Sit at opposite sides of a table. Coach Rex plants your arm in an instant. He looks disappointed. "Kid, you don't have what it takes," he announces. "But you will. And soon." It sounds more like a threat than a promise. Suddenly, Coach Rex brightens. "The first thing for you to do is to choose one of the two events to take part in. One event is an overnight hike and a fossil hunt in the woods around the camp. You love camping out. Sounds cool." The other event is called the selection. It's a series of athletic events. The winner gets a special prize. So which are you going to choose? So the selection sounds pretty much like Hunger Games. So that could be a thing. And then overnight is a hike and a fossil hunt in the woods around the camp. So I don't know. Going out in the woods in the night is pretty scary. Let's go for the selection. That sounds really good because it's in quotation marks. So you know it's going to be awesome. Let's go for the selection. I just love that name. Sounds good. That should be like a movie. "I'll do the selection," you tell Coach Rex. Coach Rex smiles. "Good. Maybe you'll go far after all. I mean, far." Emphasis on far. He starts chuckling as if he made a big joke. You laugh politely. You're like, I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna laugh because I don't want to look weird. Now the coach gets serious. "The selection is tough. If you're going to win," he says, "you need strength, and that means a big breakfast. Come on down to the chow hall." The coach takes you to a big cafeteria where the other kids are eating breakfast. Everyone stares at you when you walk in. Then they go back to their breakfasts. Each kid has a big pile of eggs. They quietly scarf down their food. No one's talking much. You notice a mountain bike and a glass case on the wall. It's top of the line and it's brand new. Sunlight gleams on its blue carbon fiber frame. That must be the special prize for winning the selection, you think. Cool. Now you really want. You get your pile of eggs topped by toast. As you search for an empty seat, you see someone you know from home. "Hey, Pat," you exclaim. You sit down next to a thin, fast-talking kid. He lives a few blocks from you. You're glad to see a familiar face. "Hi," Pat answers. "I just got here a couple of days ago. Most of the kids have already been here in a few weeks." He hasn't touched his eggs, he tells you. "I'm not hungry." You notice he looks kind of sick. He's pale, and his eyes have dark circles under them. "Well, I'm starved," you announce. You plunge your fork into your eggs and lift it up to your mouth. Your hand suddenly frees. Whoa, the egg yolks are blue. Your mouth snaps shut. "What's with the blue eggs?" you demand. Just then a voice comes over the loudspeaker. It's Coach Rex. Eat up, campers. The selection is coming. Your eggs are packed with the protein you need. You ask Pat, are you going to eat your eggs? He shakes his head. No way. He picks up a piece of toast and nibbles on it. You eye your eggs. You don't normally eat blue food, except blue M&Ms, of course. Who doesn't eat blue M&Ms? If you don't eat blue M&Ms, you're a crazy person, and I don't like you. Just get out of my face. But you're weird. But you don't want to act different from everyone else, especially on your first day. Blue eggs, should you eat them or get rid of them? Or use them to start a food fight? So we got three choices. Eat the eggs, hide the eggs, or you throw them at the kid across the table. So, I like to be the life of the party. So let's go ahead and start a food fight. That's just classic, you know. Summer camp stuff going on. Gotta have a food fight. Food fight, you blow! Stand up and fling a handful of blue eggs at the kid across the table. They splat all over his face. Pat flips his toast like a frisbee at another kid. You both laugh. Without a warning, the big hand grabs you by the collar. Uh-oh, it's Coach Rex. Veins bulge in his forehead. Come with me, he growls. Coach Rex takes you from the cafeteria to his office. So you're messing with the eggs, he snarls, throwing around vital nutrition. No, you guess. I was just having fun. But also the eggs look kind of gross. You blink. You almost see steam coming from Coach Rex's ears. Let me show you something, he says. I think you'll find it very interesting. What could be more interesting than blue eggs? And so we're going to find out on the next page. Coach Rex points to a large ant farm on his desk. Pasted on is a handwritten label. It says Camp Farm. Coach Rex lovingly pats his ant farm and waves at the little occupants. See the ants doing their job, he barks at you. They don't talk back. They don't have food fights. You nod your head numbly. This camp is like the ant farm, and the campers are like ants. Do I make myself clear? Okay. You think Earth to Coach Rex. Kids aren't ants, but out loud you say, crystal clear, Coach Rex. I'm sorry, but you are not selection material, Coach Rex declares, but we'll see how you do as a team player. Oh man, it's only your first day at camp, Running Leaf, and already you've been axed from the selection. What a bummer. You leave Coach Rex gazing at his ant farm and slink back to the cafeteria. So we get done screwed up. Got ourselves kicked out of the selection. Oh well. It was fun. I don't regret anything. Food fights are cool. As you slide back into your seat at the cafeteria, you notice that Pat's lips are covered with blue egg. I thought you weren't going to eat your eggs, you say. Pat shrugs. Well, the coaches made me. They're pretty good, he smiles weakly. His eyes look a little glazed. His eggs are laced with some drugs. Another camp Charlie comes over. He's about your height, but he's very muscular. Come to think of it, all the campers look strong. But hey, this is a sports camp. In a monotone, Charlie says, I loved food fights at school, but he scratches his head as if trying to remember something. We must eat our eggs, not throw them. Another camper shuffles over. Yeah, he chimes in. We're supposed to follow the rules. Yeah, we're totally not being brainwashed here. The drugs and the eggs. And you roll your eyes. What's wrong with these kids? Haven't they ever heard of having a little fun? You're going to think this place is like an ant farm. Everyone acts like they're in the army. You're not sure you can hack this place. Maybe you should pretend to be sick and call Uncle Ed to pick you up. On the other hand, what if Uncle Ed thinks you're a wimp? Maybe you should just stick it out. Or you pretend to be sick. Or stick it out. I'm tough. I'm tough enough. So you ask Pat, pretending everything's normal. What's the first sport of the day? Baseball, he answers in a dull voice. Oh, that's fitting, because baseball's pretty boring. Pat was always a little dull, you think, but now he's really droopy. You follow him out to the baseball diamond. The coach chooses up sides. You play shortstop. He asks the players to talk it up in the infield. No one does. He asks them to talk it up in the dugout. Silence. Everyone is hitting the ball hard and playing well. But hey, is anyone here having fun? Nah, the baseball's not fun, so that's pretty accurate. Finally, you're at bat. You pop a weak one up to the second baseman. The next batter drones. Coach told me to hit a homer. Must hit a homer. Whoa, she knocks the first pitch right over the fence. Now you really want to do well. Next time around, the batter before you singles. The coach tells you to lay down a sacrifice bunt, but you get a fast pitch. Should you follow orders, or would you rather swing for the fence? Lay down a sacrifice. Oh, so we're just supposed to just sacrifice things. No, we're going to swing our hardest. We're a rebel. Follow the beat of our own drum here. Oh, crap. Oh, boy. That was a bad idea. The fastball is too tempting. You lace it to the left for a single. You stand over first base grinning, but the first base coach grabs you and throws you out of the game. You were told to make a sacrifice bunt. He fumes. You disobeyed an order. As he pushes you off the field, the other players shake their heads. Obey the rules, the first baseman calls in a dull voice. Follow orders, your pal Pat sneers. Respect authority, another kid chimes in. Aren't you guys taking the game a little too seriously, you ask? The coach turns to the others and says, what do we do to those who aren't team players? The campers chant in one voice. Sacrifice! Sacrifice! All the players stalk toward you with their bats raised. Oh, crap. That's when you realize the horrible truth. They're not talking about a sacrifice bunt. You got to first base. Too bad you'll never make it home. Oh, God. They're gonna beat the tar out of me with baseball bats. That's terrible. Alright, so we totally screwed that one. We got beaten to death by baseball bats. So that's a fun time, right? Yeah, that's good. So we're going to go back to where we made our mistake. We had the three choices: eat the eggs, start the food fight, or hide the eggs. So we're going to hide the eggs this time. I think that's the more smart play there. You check to make sure no one is looking. Then you casually put your napkin on top of your eggs, fold them inside, and slip them under the table. And I actually remember doing this when I was a kid. If there was like some terrible vegetables like cauliflower or Brussels sprouts, I would just like hide them in a napkin and just like throw the napkin away afterwards when nobody was looking. A second later, you hear a voice behind you. I saw that. You freeze. It's Coach Rex. Rex points out another camper barks. You spit out your eggs. Don't let it happen again. The camper, a tough-looking kid with a black buzz cut, nods. You let out a sigh of relief as Rex walks away. He didn't see you hide the eggs. Who's the guy who didn't eat the eggs? You ask Pat. His name's Brad. Pat answers. Do 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 do. A bugle blows reveille outside. The campers rise as one and march to the door in neat files. No one talks, no horseplay. You know what I call camp running leaf? Pat whispers to you, camp, run for your life. Oh no! You just said the title of the book. That is awesome. Yeah, round of applause. Yeah. You grin his joke. Pat doesn't smile back. It's like he just doesn't get it, because that's the title of a Goosebumps story. We're in a Goosebumps story. They don't know that. I'll just keep it to myself and just laugh internally. Outside, Coach Rex answers, fun time is over. He stares at the campers. You've eaten your eggs. You should be ready. The selection is about to begin. And remember, the winner gets a very special prize. They get to stay alive, I hope. And maybe get a trophy or something. Rex checks his watch. All the athletes who think they're worthy of it report to the stadium right now. You're not going to do it, are you? Pat whispers. Of course I am, reply. You practically drool, thinking of the new mountain bike gleaming in the cafeteria. Coach Rex claps his hands. Let's go. You join the eerily silent stream of campers heading for the stadium. The other campers may be stronger, but you want that bike more than they do. The coaches are waiting for you at one end of the field. Listen up, people, Coach Rex bellows. The selection runs like this. The athlete with the most points at the end gets a special prize. For the first event, you could choose between hurdles and swimming. What are you good at? Do you want to jump hurdles, or would you rather go swimming? All right, so we have two choices. Simple, right? Whether we want to do hurdles or swimming. So, personally, I think jumping hurdles is kind of boring. I feel swimming sounds more scary because there could be some creatures in there. So that sounds like more fun. Or they could be just messing with me and be like, the hurdles, kids would think the hurdles would be boring, so we'll put something extra super cool and scary in that one. Give the boring ones to swimming. So I don't know. Let's swim, you suggested Pat. I hate swimming, Pat complains. I'm going to do hurdles. Okay, you shrug. Good luck. And I don't like you anyways. So just leave me alone. Alright, whatever. Privately, you're a little relieved to see Pat go. See? We're on the same page with this kid. You seem so gloomy. You're ready for some fun and some sports. The swimming coach, Carla, orders the swimmers to follow her. As you head to the water, a voice behind you calls out, Hey, loser, get out of my way. You turn around and it's that Brad kid. The other one who didn't eat the eggs. He struts past you. Wonder what the deal with that kid is. The gold is mine, he sneers. The rest of you are just fighting for the silver. Brad is one obnoxious dude. You don't much like him, but he's got spirit, unlike the other campers. No, we might be able to team up and help each other out at some point. You think neither of us ate any blue eggs. Is there a connection? Obviously. Brad's nose wrinkles as you get closer to the water. What's that smell? He demands. Yuck, it smells like a giant dump of rotten eggs. What could be causing it? The smell comes from the lake you're about to swim in. Coach Carter announces, swimmers, line up. The 400-meter swamp swim will begin in 30 seconds. The longer you wait, the hungrier the alligators get. Alligators? Your heart thumps. Brad looks worried too, but none of the other campers seem troubled. They just do what they're told. They must know Coach Carla is a kidder, you think. Or they're all brainwashed and they do what they're told to. You gaze down into murky brown water. Oh, great brown water. That's great. Bubbles come up from under the surface. Big bubbles. Swimmers, on your mark. For a moment you think about skipping this event. Then you remember the gleaming new mountain bike. You bend your knees and thrust your arms back. It's set. Bang. Oh, God. I've been shot. I'm dead. Oh, boy. I'll never be able to run for my life. Because I'm dead, obviously. No, not my life. You hit the water hard. Then you take a few strokes underwater. You come up gasping for air. The water is thick with mud and vegetation. It feels as though you landed in a bowl of pudding. You swim hard, trying to block out the putrid smell. Sputtering and gasping for air, you lift your head. Brad is ahead. You plow on, trying to catch him. Then you hear a cry. You see a pair of arms grasping for help above the water, and then they disappear under the water. Oh no, one of the other kids is in trouble. What are you going to do? Dive into the muck to save the kid who went under? Or should you get help from Coach Carla? So we got two things. So we can try to save the kid ourselves, or try to get Coach Carla to help us. So I honestly don't think the coach is going to help us, because the coach is obviously in on this whole scheme of brainwashing the kids. So we're going to go save the kid ourselves. Because, do it yourself, right? Take a deep breath, but you're about to dive into stinky muck. You double up and head for the bottom. At first you can't see anything. The muddy water hurts your eyes, but when you get a few feet below the surface, the water clears. There's no sign of the kid who went down. You look all around, nothing. But wait, there's something lying at the bottom of the lake, something white. You swim in for a closer look. Teeth grin up at you. Whoa, it's a skull. A human skull. Oh no, something scary has happened. You swim closer. You're terrified, but you have to get closer to look at the skull. A crowbar lies next to it, and there's something square and white a couple of feet away. It looks like an ID card or something. You've got to go up for air. Grabbing the white square, you bring it up to the surface. It's a plastic ID card. You can just make up the words, U.S. government through the muck. There's a serious ID badge of a government agent at the bottom of the lake, next to a human skull. How did the skull and the badge get there? And why is there a crowbar next to him? You have to go back for another look. You suck in a big leaf and dive to the bottom. As you approach the skull, you notice something odd. Two small yellow lights moving toward you. You swim to the skull. The lights are still coming. Two black dots appear in the centers of the yellow lights. Your blood suddenly goes cold. Those aren't lights, they're eyes. The yellow eyes are coming toward you, fast. They're just a few feet away, and that's when you see a long green snout. A snout that opens to reveal dozens of long, jagged teeth. An alligator. Think fast. What are you going to do? Do you have time to do a frog kick and get away, or should you grab the crowbar and try to defend yourself? Whatever you do, you better do it now. So, we go for our frog kick, which I don't think is going to work. So I rather grab the crowbar and fend for ourselves. You grab the crowbar. The alligator's mouth gapes wide to chomp on you. You thrust the crowbar inside the chompers. The crowbar wedges the huge alligator jaws open. That gives you a chance to swim away. You pop to the surface and swim as hard as you can. You're the last one to the finish line. As the light gasping on the shore, Brad glows. Did you swim here or take a rowboat? By the way, I came in first. There was an alligator your house. You can hardly talk. Your teeth are chattering from fright. Your comment catches Coach Carla's ear. Alligator? Did you say you fought off an alligator? Yes, it's right over there, you scream. The alligator is sitting on a rock in the middle of the lake, trying to get the crowbar out of its mouth. So what? Brad smirks. You still lost the race. Coach Carla peers at the alligator. You expect her to call an alligator catcher immediately, or at least look shocked. Instead, she does some calculations on her clipboard. And she raises your arm in the air. You get bonus points for that alligator. That means you tied with Brad for first. What? Okay. This is I don't understand. Oh, your mouth falls open. Is she kidding? Coach Rex claps you on the shoulder. Good work fighting that alligator. You finally find your voice. Good work, you sputter. How can you let kids swim in a gator-infested swamp? Coach Rex's smile fades. He gives you a chilling glare. Just get ready for the next event. Don't ask any questions. Just do what you're told. You and Brad walk into the stadium. Dozens of campers watch silently from the stands. Coach Rex strides right behind you. You hear him tell one of the other coaches, watch those two. I have a feeling they eat the eggs. You shiver. Now you want to win the bikes more than ever so you can escape from this horrible camp. Or we just try to escape without getting a dumb bike. You know, you obviously know there's some weird stuff going on. You can just leave. Even Brad seemed shaken by Coach Rex's words. He mutters to you, did you eat the eggs? No, you answer. I hate eggs, Brad says, so I gave mine to my friends. Then they all started acting weird, like they couldn't think for themselves. Like, who doesn't like eggs? What the hell's wrong with you? It's the same thing you noticed. You can't believe what you're thinking, but could the eggs be controlling their minds, you whisper? Oh, get real, Brad scoffs. But his voice shakes a little. You shrug. All I know is I want to get out of here fast. This camp is scary. It's like, yeah, that sounds kind of crazy. They're using the eggs to brainwash the kids. So they would let kids swim in a lake infested with alligators. You know, it's not too far of a leap of logic from eggs mind controlling the kids because it's obviously what's happening. And the eggs are blue, and that's kind of weird as well. So, you know. Listen up, Coach Rex Sparks. You and Brad jump. The next event is the high bar, the coach goes on. After that, the javelin. Then the two athletes with the highest point totals will go on to the final event. The gymnastics coach points at you. Get ready for your routine, he orders. Bend down and dust your hands with rosin. But when you straighten up and glance at the bar, you can't believe your eyes. Flames are shooting up from the ground under the high bar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's perfectly normal, right? They're using eggs to brainwash kids. Nah, it's too fantastical idea. This, you know, the gator-infested lake, and now flames are shooting up above the high bars. Just, yeah, I mean, it just totally doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, okay, whatever. Already you can feel the heat from the flames. Beside you, Brad makes a gulping noise. He stares at the flames with round eyes. That's it. This camp is some kind of weird death trap. Pat was right. It should be called Camp Front Run for Your Life. Oh my god. So good. Brad, you mutter, we've got to do something. Maybe we can run out of the stadium, he whispers. See, that's what I was saying earlier. You should just leave. Just forget this stupid competition. No way, Coach. Rex is watching us like a hawk, you point out. Brad snaps his fingers. I've got it. We can both fake an injury during the routines. I'm not sure, you know, your lower lip. We might be able to escape later. First, gymnast, gymnastics coach yells. Your choice, Brad whispers. Now, camper. Coach Rex bellows. Time's up. Make your decision. All right, so we got the two options. Fake an injury, or we wait for a better chance to escape. So, yeah, we're going to wait for a better chance to escape. So I don't think fake an injury is going to go for too well. Wait for a better chance, you quickly tell Brad. You square your shoulders, then you run toward the bar. Flames lick at your feet as you swing up, but you ignore them and concentrate on your routine. Good thing you took gymnastics last summer at your other camp. You're good at this stuff. Every flip and spin could land you in the fire, but you've never worked the bar so well, even though your shirts are starting to smell scorched. Uh-oh, the hot bar is starting to blister your palms. Better finish up your routine now, otherwise you won't get a low mark. You won't just get a low mark, you'll get third-degree burns. Swing into your dismount. A glance at the mat tells you you have to make a perfect landing. One step in the wrong direction, you'll be in the fire. Can you do it? Can you stick your landing? Sure hope so. You stuck your landing. The judges all hold up your scores. 9.9, 9.9, 9.9. Yes, you start to feel as if maybe Camp Running Leaf isn't so bad. Okay, maybe you're crazy. Maybe the events are just creative. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. And it's not like demented and sick and weird, dangerous. Maybe you didn't really see a skull at the bottom of the lake. What the hell's wrong with you? Unfortunately, Brad is also star gymnast, a hot shot. Get it? The flames are hot. The hot shot. Yeah, you get it. Without even breaking a sweat, he pulls a 9.92. You're still tied for first place. You expect the audience of campers to send up a big cheer, but they're all moving silently to the exits. The stadium loudspeaker blares a message. All campers not in the selection report to the infirmary immediately. Why are they going to the infirmary, you ask one of the coaches. It's a routine check for poison ivy. She answers, all at once? You're confused. How can such a small building hold so many people? You demand. No time for chit-chat, Coach Rex barks, striding up to you. Next up is the javelin. You fall into the javelin pit, but what you see makes you feel like forfeiting. A dozen coaches stand in a circle. They're holding oh god, they're holding javelins, and they're pointing them at the contestants. What are these guys doing at the javelin throw? You ask. Javelin throw, Coach lets out a harsh laugh. This is the javelin catch. Uh-oh. Oh dear. This is not going to be fun. The sharp javelins come raining down. Those are the gleaming metal points whiz toward you. One of them is zooming straight for your head. With a quick move, you barely sidestep the javelin. Its sharp point dunks into the ground, inches from your foot. If you don't catch one, Coach Rex bellows, you lose. More of the deadly spears shoot down. You dance back and forth, ducking them. You can do this, you tell yourself. You've seen superheroes do it in the movies. Piece of cake, right? No, no. You see in the movie, it's not that easy. A javelin hurls at your chest. You fling yourself to one side to snap your hand out. Yes, you snag the wooden shaft. So does Brad. 5 other contestants also catch javelins, but not with their hands. Nice. Nice. This is a good image. You're heard of the agony of defeat, but this is ridiculous. I want out, you think. You don't care about winning anymore. The losers are carried off into the infirmary and probably dead by being impaled by the javelins and screaming in agony and just bleeding. Oh god, oh god. This is supposed to be a children's book, right? There are less than a dozen people left, and they're all waiting in the long line for their infirmary. Ready for the final event, Coach Rex calls cheerily. As you turn back to him, your gaze is caught by a long pole leaning against the stadium wall. The kind they use in pole vaulting. It looks long enough to clear the wall. This could be your last chance to escape, but you've never pole vaulted before. Can you make it over the wall, or should you hang in there, try to win the final event, and ride your mountain bike prize to safety? You know what? We stuck it out for this long. I'm going to go right through it. I'm going to go to the final event. I think we can do it. Coach Rex leads you to the track. The last event is called the steeplechase, he announces. You've seen that event on TV. It's the one where you run 3,000 meters around the track, but there are obstacles like high hurdles and pools of water. You push off the top of the heavy hurdle to vault over the water. The event looks harmless. No flames, no one throwing spears at you. Then Coach Rex smiles. Whoever survives this race deserves the prize, he declares. The word survive makes you gulp. You glance up nervously at the stands. There are exactly 7 campers left, and they're moving toward the infirmary. Okay. Let's see what we're in store for. You and Brad line up side by side. What do you think they have planned for us? You whisper. Brad shrugs. I guess we'll find out, he whispers back. Just remember, we're in this together. You help me, I help you. Sounds good to you, but you notice that Brad doesn't meet your eyes. Can you trust him? The starting gun goes off and you sprint out. As you approach the first hole, you're in the lead, barely. You take off over the water jump, up, up, up you go. As you come down, your heel slaps against the water's edge. A tiny bit of liquid splashes on your calf. Out. You scream in pain. That stuff burns. Don't let a little sulfuric acid slow you down, Coach Rex bellows at you. Acid? This is insane. You gaze desperately around. Any chance you could veer off the course and run to safety? Not much. This whole track is surrounded by the coaches, so escape isn't likely. Just finish the race and get your prize. The next obstacle is approaching. Leap up, balance for a moment on top of the hurdle, and peer down at the pool. You wish you hadn't. To find out why, on the next page. There's nothing in the pool. No water, no acid, nothing. It's a bottomless black hole. Watch out, loser, Brad yells in your ear. He balances beside you on top of the hurdle for a moment. Then he shoves off and pushes you to one side. I thought we were on the same team, buddy. Now he's trying to get me eliminated from the contest and kill me. Whoa, you shout, flailing your arms. You throw yourself off the hurdle, but you're off balance. Your leap isn't long enough. You land half in and half out of the pit. Your legs dangle over empty space. Coach Rex runs up beside you along the track. That pit goes 3 miles deep, he informs you, and that's the whole truth. And that's not spelled W-H-O-L-E, it's just H-O-L-E. It's stupid. This is a pun. Okay. You gas. Thanks for the info, coach. Could also told me that the water is sulfuric acid. So that would have been good heads up there. Your fingernails dig into the track. Terror adds to your strength. If you fall, you've had it. With a mighty effort, you haul yourself out of the pit. You get to your feet. Your legs are wobbling. Coach Rex smiles. Good work. Now let's move on. You are always a good runner. It's time to pour it on. You increase your pace and pull even with Brad. Then you're ahead. Now being stupid, you're pretty cautious about the next hurdle. You pull up short and peer over the jump. What's on the other side? Whoa. It's a pit full of writhing, twisting, hissing snakes. You don't need a field guide to reptiles to recognize some of the most poisonous snakes in the world. Cobras, rattlers, pit vipers, coral snakes. What are you waiting for? Coach Rex shouts. Do I have to come in there and make you jump? You glance back. He's strutting toward you, holding one of the javelins from the javelin catch. Oh, God. You have no choice. Taking a deep breath, you fling your body up into the air. I believe in myself. We'll be fine. You sail through the air. Your legs pump frantically as if you're still running on the ground. And then your feet touch the track. You made it. Terror carries you down the track faster than you ever run before. You whip along like a greyhound. You're going to win this race. Suddenly, you hear a scream behind you. You glance over your shoulder as Brad. He has fallen, and he can't get up. He's lying at the edge of the snake pit. A diamond-back rattle is coiled by his face, ready to strike. Help, he cries. If I move, it will bite me. You've had enough of Brad and his tricks. Let him help himself, you think. Then you think again. Brad may be a jerk, but he's a jerk in need. Maybe you should go back and help him. If you help Brad, close the page for one. If you don't help Brad, oh boy. So he's kind of a jerk to me before, kind of tripped me up and I could have died. So let's not help him. This can be only one winner. So we're not going to help him. Forget Brad. You streak down the track. A glance over your shoulder shows Brad slowly crawling away from the snakes, very slowly. By the time he gets to his feet, you've crossed the finish line. Rex grabs your arm and raises it in the air. The winner! See? We made the right decision, I hope. It's not nervous laughter here. You can't believe it. You won. You get the special prize. You get the bike, but most of all, you'll get to escape. As you're led to the victory stand, the coach's chair, you blink in the bright sunlight and follow Coach Rex. Congratulations, he bellows. You have proved yourself the best camper of them all. You have been selected. You beam, but your smile fades as Coach Rex goes on. As the best human specimen, you won't work the mines like the other inferior campers. The blue eggs have made them strong enough to carry Clot 2 crystals. The eggs have also made them obedient, so they'll be fine slaves. You, on the other hand, will serve the Overmaster Exentron. With this honor comes much pain and eventually a gruesome death. Say what? Then you hear Coach Rex. Did you hear Coach Rex correctly? Or was this all just a dream? Is Coach Rex really saying what you think he's saying? That you went through the whole horrible selection just so you could become a slave to an alien overlord and die a gruesome death? Come on, Coach Rex booms. Time to transport you. You're in a tight spot, but you don't give up easily. You've got one last chance to save yourself. If only you can get to that mountain bike. You leap off the victory platform and race to the cafeteria. Coach Rex runs after you. There is no escape, he shouts. Unfortunately, he's right. The mountain bike is gone. Someone stole it, and that person is now pedaling it furiously across the stadium grass. It's Brad. He's leaving camp. Run for your life. So are you. For an all-expenses-paid lifetime vacation to Xentron. Luckily for you, a slave's lifetime is mercifully short. The end. Oh boy. So, yeah. We're gonna die a gruesome death here, so that's fun. So we really should have gone back and helped Brad out. Maybe he wouldn't have been a jerk and just ran off and took the mountain bike to escape. We could have escaped together. So I guess the moral of the story is don't like sports. Don't go to summer camp. Give someone the benefit of the doubt. If they're a jerk to you, be the better person. Do the right thing. Take the high road and all that stuff. So, something like that. Something like that. Oh well. Or we should have escaped when we had numerous openings to escape and we never did. We just saw the whole thing through and maybe we'll figure something out. That's it for our adventure and escape from Camp Fun for your life. Unfortunately, we have failed. We died twice. And there is no escape from Camp Fun for your life. So that's it for this episode of Let's Read Give Yourself Goosebumps. As always, let me know if you ever read this book. If there are other books in the series of the show that you want me to revisit those books and maybe try a different path in the story and see what happens. Or if there is Give Yourself Goosebumps book that I haven't covered yet that you want me to cover, I will do my best to get to that book if I don't have it, and we'll do an episode on that. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this adventure. It was a lot more fun than I thought it would be because just looking at the cover, it seemed kind of lame, and just the idea of just going to a sports camp and stuff that doesn't seem all that interesting. But it was a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very soon.